Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Jonathan Kuminga always had ups and downs with the Warriors, and when he was in great form, he got injured. Rumors are currently emerging that he will be involved in business. Kuminga is a good player and has value in the NBA, and other teams want the player, but Kuminga has not yet shown that he can be the star that will solve the Warriors' problems. Surprising trade sends Jonathan Kuminga to the Brooklyn Nets. The Golden State Warriors must make roster changes to compete in the postseason. The franchise may send an injured wing with encouraging upside to the Brooklyn Nets this year. The Brooklyn Nets are trying to build a foundation but lack the athleticism and versatility that Jonathan Kuminga brings, fadeaway World's Eddie Bitar wrote Thursday. The former lottery pick has shown flashes of brilliance with his defensive prowess and ability to score in transition, averaging 16.8 points and 5.0 rebounds this season. Golden State, on the other hand, lands a sharpshooter in Cameron Johnson, who is hitting 40.3% of his threes this year, and Sharp, a young big with untapped potential. The trade gives the Nets a high upside forward to continue their rebuild because they will be very hungry to cash in on Cameron Johnson as soon as possible. Bitar's trade proposal would send Kuminga, Gary Payton II, Kevin Looney, Gue Santos, and a 2027 top 3 protected first-round pick to the Nets for Johnson and Day'Ron Sharpe. Before suffering a significant ankle sprain on January 4 against the Memphis Grizzlies, Kuminga turned heads with his play on the hardwood. As an athletic wing who enjoys putting his head down and exploding to the rim, Kuminga has enjoyed success with the Warriors in year 4. The 2021 lottery pick averages 16.8 points on 45.9% field goal shooting and 34.5% three-point shooting this year. Unfortunately, Kuminga's recent injury could be detrimental to his future with the Warriors, which explains why Kuminga was the first player mentioned in Bitar's mock trade. With Johnson shooting 42.8% from beyond the arc and being one of the most sought-after trade targets, Golden State may consider executing a blockbuster trade involving Kuminga and Johnson. Steph Curry had a painfully blunt answer about Warriors' shortcomings this season. The Golden State Warriors have seen better days. On Monday, the Warriors suffered their worst loss in decades, falling to the Boston Celtics 125-85. While the 21-21 Warriors still have plenty of basketball left to play, they currently sit in 11th place in the West, one spot out of the play-in tournament. After Monday's loss, guard Stephen Curry offered a succinct explanation for some of the struggles the team has suffered this year. "A big part of our season has been when we can't score, we lose spirit, we lose life, we lose competitiveness," Curry said. "We can get away with it against some teams, against the defending champs. It's not a good formula for success." Steph Curry, "A big part of our season has been when we can't score, we lose spirit, we lose life, we lose competitiveness." pic.twitter.com/FAHSQBank Anthony Slater, @AnthonySlater, January 21, 2025. Curry's dejection is understandable after such a brutal loss. Golden State shot an absolutely miserable 34.8% from the floor, including just 26.4% from three against the Celtics, and was outscored 43-24 in the third quarter. Again, there's plenty of time for the Warriors to find their stride, and it's impossible to count out any team with Curry on the roster. But if Golden State is going to make some more magic, they're going to need to figure out a way to move forward even when shots aren't falling. Steve Kerr says handful of blowout losses this season have been demoralizing. Steve Kerr acknowledges how the Warriors' multiple blowout losses have served to hurt the team's morale this season. Steve Kerr spoke after the Warriors lost 125-85 in a massive blowout to the Celtics. He noted that tonight's loss, along with the handful of blowout losses the Warriors have suffered this season, have definitely hurt the team's morale. "I don't even think of the season in those terms. We take it week by week. We've got to flush this one down the toilet and get ready for sack." we've been very competitive all year. Our guys have fought, but we've had a handful of these where we get blown out. These are demoralizing. 0 The Warriors have had 10 blowouts this season, losing by 10+ points, with the Celtics' 40-point win over them proving to be the second biggest one so far this year, only their 41-point loss to the Grizzlies on December 20th being bigger than this. It has not been a good season for the Warriors this year. After a 12-3 start this season, where the Warriors looked like championship contenders, the franchise has gone 9-18 in their last 27 games. This is an abysmal record for a team that has the wealth of talent available to them. The Warriors cannot be this weak, especially considering they have a top 10 player in the NBA, Stephen Curry, playing week in and week out. For his part, Stephen Curry has remained optimistic about their season, even claiming that their current season bears similarity with their 2021-22 NBA championship season, suggesting that he still believes that the Warriors have a chance to win the NBA championship if they can turn things around. Kerr wants to protect Warriors' future. When speaking to Own Youngmisuk of ESPN, Kerr confirmed that he wants the Golden State Warriors to be in a healthy position to compete even after he, Draymond Green, and Stephen Curry walk out of the franchise. We all agree. We all really want this organization to thrive when we are all gone. And that's genuine. That's really rare, but it comes with extreme success. It comes with we are on one of the great runs of all time. None of us are bitter or second-guessing anything. We're all sitting here like, man, let's ride this thing out with as much competitiveness and joy as possible, and let's help the organization do everything possible after we move on. What you're really trying to do is see if you can make some moves at the margins that can help your current team, Kerr told ESPN. We are going to do everything we can to be as competitive as possible, to put the best team around Steph as possible without mortgaging the future, and that is the right decision. Kerr recently said that Stephen Curry will be a Warrior for life. But, Curry made it clear to the Warriors that he is not willing to be part of a losing team. Given how the Warriors have played, a move might be necessary. Perhaps landing a point guard and center from the Jazz could help them turn things around, and they could do so with the following mock trade. We understand that the Warriors don't want to give up Jonathan Kuminga and Brandon Podziemski, so we created a mock trade that would help them keep the two youngsters and still land an all-star. Warriors forward Draymond Green will miss at least 1 week with a strained calf. Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green will miss at least a week with a strained left calf. The Warriors said Monday that an MRI determined that Green has only a minor strain and he will be re-evaluated in 1 week. Green got hurt in the first quarter of a win over Washington on Saturday night. Green was replaced in the starting lineup for Monday's game against Boston by Gary Payton II. Green is Golden State's top defensive player and a key playmaker on offense with Stephen Curry. He is averaging 8.4 points, 6.0 rebounds, and 5.4 assists. We do morph into a different team, Coach Steve Kerr said about playing without Green. It's almost just organic though. Steph and Dre have such a connection that when they're together out there, they're playing their game and we're playing our game. As Draymond leaves the floor, it becomes a different game. We don't have to necessarily change our thinking, it more happens organically. The Warriors are already missing several other key players with forward Jonathan Kuminga, right ankle sprain, guard Brandon Podziemski, right abdominal, and forward Kyle Anderson, left glute, already out. Kerr said that Anderson and Podziemski could return to action later this week.